Boat 628, a Tony Neal tale, part 16 of 42, 9:52 a.m. Frankie was basking in his first whitewater adventure, enjoying the scenery, the lapping of the water, and the pace at which he and his fellow boatmates journeyed within the flotilla of 8 yellow inflatables that swept down the river between the banks and beneath the mountain peaks of Georgia to their right and South Carolina to their left. Though gray skies still predominated, occasional cracks of azure interrupted the blanket of somber silver, and infrequent but breathtaking wisps of mist hovered in awe-inspiring phantasms along the mountains on either side of their scenic slip. Frankie's reverie was interrupted as Patrick called out, "Forward 2!" as they entered a narrower section of river and paddled among a greater preponderance of whitecaps atop its brown, turgid surface than today's guests had yet seen. In his distracted state, Frankie's response was both tardy and lacking in power, an impotent pair which led to Patrick repeating "Forward 2!" with a bit more volume and additional gusto. Though Frankie's response to the second uttering of the same command was more up to par than had been his first, he was still slow in response and produced only short and shallow paddle strokes. "We're coming up on Screaming Left," Patrick announced as the white caps ahead became a seemingly living entity that roiled and broiled in what Frankie thought was surely ardent protest of intruders. And when Patrick called out various combinations of forward, backward, left only, right only, etc., boat 628 bobbled dramatically left and right as well as fore and aft, Brownian motions that caused Frankie's paddle to sometimes miss or perhaps just skim as they successfully but gracelessly navigated the waters ahead of Screaming Left. Patrick moved with the speed the river demanded and called out instructions that moved the raft from left to right as they negotiated rocks, currents, and the vagaries of muscle power, and at one point Frankie feared he might be thrown from the bow to the raging river below, and in his fear he bobbled yet again. Despite his crew's mishaps, Patrick was able to safely, if more frighteningly than intended, bring boat 628 into the downriver eddy beyond Screaming Left, and thereby provide a safe respite for those in his care to recuperate physically, mentally, and emotionally, a few scant feet from the Georgia riverbank to the boat's right.